everyone, this is your favorite high cheekbone sister Zawadi, and welcome back to my channel. For many of you who are new, I want to say welcome to my channel, and for those who have been on this channel, thank you so much for being so inspirational. Okay, thank you very much. Today's video really is about the potential of tourism in Liberia. All right, so where do we start? My mother recently went to Liberia, and then she went to the southeastern part of the country, Grand Creek County, Kansas, where I was, raised before I moved and had the opportunity to travel. My mother recently went back, and then she shared some pictures of the beach and just the area that she was, and I was just fascinated. This video, I will share some of her videos, and yes, I did get a consent from my mother to share her pictures that she took recently when she went to Liberia. So when she shared the pictures with me, I thought, oh my goodness, Liberia is absolutely gorgeous, and these are such great opportunities that people can tap into. But why is it that we're not looking at tourism? Just in 2019, Africa as a whole brought in $169 billion in tourism. This is like the GDP of Kenya and the Ivory Coast, for example. Huge amount of money is in tourism. But so where does Liberia, our beautiful nation, where do we come in as far as tourism is concerned? You might be thinking right now, Emma, well, I don't think this is a good time for tourism due to COVID. Actually, that is not true. What can be done though to increase the level of tourism into the country is to modify some way of doing things. Yeah, COVID currently is happening in Liberia, but that is not the end of it all. You can still begin the planning phase if you want to go into tourism. And also, many of you always say, oh, tourism, the government needs to take care of tourism. We can't do tourism by ourselves. We can't change the sector. Actually, you can change the sector by bringing in more investors. Liberians, you can combine revenues. You can bring 5-10 people, and you guys combine money and ideas, and you just strategize and start to get that industry booming, right? You might wonder, how can that happen? So before I go on to let you know areas of tourism you can target in Liberia, I want to let you know you can subscribe to my channel, you can share, you can comment below, and let me know what you think. And if this is not a good idea for people to combine and open way for tourism, let me know. I'm always open to different ideas. Okay, good. So where do we begin? Where in Liberia that is so suitable that people want to see? Lake Bombing, for example, is an absolutely beautiful area that has very little things around it. Okay, that's a place that people would love to go and see. As you all know, everybody wants to go see the Blue Lake, but around the Blue Lake, we have very limited things to offer. So you wonder, this is a government property. How does a private citizen go and open a business, and what kind of business they can open there? Well, the thing is, if you want to have a business around Lake Bombing for tourism purposes, you have to connect yourself with the government. You can't just go to them and say, you know what, I want to have business here. No, you have to create a proposal and allow your business idea to make sense. Within that proposal, you will offer the government 15 to 20%, and perhaps if that percentage is not enough, you guys will negotiate. So for example, if you say, you know what, I want to do a tour business around Lake Bombing to bring new people in, and per person, I'm going to give the government 20% of that revenue. That's a great way to go. You want to make sure that wherever else you put around there, that the government is involved, because this is, of course, around government's property. So that's one site that you can consider. So now, as far as the business goes, you can talk about tour. You can open a tour business to tour those areas. So that's a business that would do well. You can establish other business entities around Lake Bombing. Another hot spot for any business that you want to establish is Robertsport. The last time I understood, in Robertsport there is only one lodging place, and many of you guys know what that spot is, Nana Lush. I'm not here to promote Nana Lush, but I'm just letting you know that's the only place for people to lay their head. So imagine if per night I own Nana Lush and I'm charging $270, and you want to go visit the place, you will still have to pay me. Therefore, what I'm letting you know is that in Robertsport, the competition is not as much as far as a lodging place. So that's a business avenue you may want to consider in Robert Sports. And there are other areas in water sports that you can explore. I know surfing is huge. So if you open something like a resort or a store that can sell little things, then like souvenirs or clothing, or combined with a restaurant, that's something you can do as well, because some people on weekends they go to Robert Sport just to relax and to check out the place. So that's a very great idea you can do. The other aspect of tourism that you can look into is establishing something called cultural village. It does not have a high operational cost. It will not have a lot of starting capital. So a cultural village will include huts being built. Like, you can really structure it nicely to where you have different tribes and displaying the culture of Liberia, even having information about the food that different tribes are specializing. For example, Kru people love palm butter. You can talk about Tabagi, whichever tribe that you assign to that, like they can talk about that. You can talk about the other historical significance. I know in Grand Says, like the resistance when the people came over there to Grand Says, and the Kru people are very resistant against all of that. You can talk about it. Okay, so within Cultural Village, you have a lot of Liberia rich history there about Liberian culture. A lot of people don't really know what Liberian culture is. So if you have a cultural village, like I said, minimum capital to start this business, that is something that people would definitely be interested in. Okay, so that can be done too. Now let's go to one of my favorite place in that whole country, which is Maryland. I was born in Maryland, raised in Grand Says. My parents are Kru and I am Kru. However, I have a blood in Maryland. Maryland is absolutely pretty. You see beautiful waters, you see beautiful beaches, you see rivers, you see all kinds of great places to go in Maryland County. But you know what, the potential of that hasn't been explored. So many of you are wondering, like, how do I explore Maryland? What can I do? You can start with basics, like touring. I know the roads is something that you guys have concern about. Absolutely, you can have concern, but there are other means of getting there safely. Of course, you can charter a plane and you can go there, right? And if the season permits, like summertime, when it starts dry season, when dry season comes, then you people can schedule a tour. You maybe say, I don't have money for my own vehicle. You can always rent the bus, get more people to go, and then you schedule that. When you get to Maryland, though, now in Harper, Maryland, the question you might ask is, where are the people going to stay? And this is where a lot of you will come in now to invest in hotels, guest houses. This is a very good place for all of these businesses to take place. If you venture into government type properties, the same thing applies as I've said about bumming. You can establish a business contract with the government, like this percentage will go to you. Okay, you can definitely do that. So a lot of you are probably wondering, well, this girl, she talks too much and she's back again talking about something. Tourism, honestly, is a sector of our economy that can do really well. Look at Liberia. I've already talked about lake bombing. I already talked about Robert Sports, and I said something about Harper, Maryland County. Maryland County has a lot to explore. So then you come out of those places and you look at our beautiful beaches that we have. That's a potential to be tapped into. So now that I've said all that, I'm sure that those are not the only places. Like Monkey Island is also there as well. Now that I've said all that, how do you put all that together? First, you can start with little, you can structure your business plan. Like I said, you guys can combine 2 to 3, 4, 5 people can combine to have specific businesses. So many of you who have reached out to me about setting up tours, you can actually do a business like that. okay? And your contact will be mainly from out of the country, in the diaspora. You can set up packages, but in your package, you need to ensure that there is safety, people are safe, you have great transportation, you have a place for people to live, they have very comfortable with a lot of amenities that people are used to. In essence, they are willing to go and pay for them. So if you were to tour Mount Neba, you want to make sure people have a place to stay. You want to make sure there are restaurants for them to go and eat at. You want to also make sure that in Neba County there are more things for them to explore, and then you put that into a package. After you do all of these things, then you can try to advertise it and sell it to people. The problem I want you all to avoid if you decide to take the idea is not to be greedy, but to make sure you have quality service. Service is very important. If your service is of quality, people will recommend others, and then therefore you would have more business to come. Okay, so that's one thing. If you guys have any questions, please leave it below. I will respond to your questions. And you're wondering, like, how do I contact the government? Please, you can always leave a comment. You can always email me at jarnet@gmail.com. And of course, we'll always answer your question. If I don't know the response to your question, I always have people to recommend you to. I don't sit on YouTube because I'm foolish. I get on YouTube because I have a lot of information and I see potential in our beautiful country, and I know we all can contribute. I trust Liberia to contribute to Liberia's economy. And I said tourism is a big sector that we need to explore. Okay, if you agree, please thumbs up this and share this video. The beautiful pictures that my mom took in Grandson is a very convincing picture, and I will share that with many of you. Okay, please continue to subscribe to my channel. Business inquiries, I've received lots and lots of business inquiries. Thank you all for trusting me to provide you with the news and information as best as I can, and together we can all build Liberia. Together we can all make a difference and make an impact. Instead of being so negative on the internet, but we can all uplift our country. Okay, it's not necessarily what your country give you, is what you give your country. So that's what I'm counting on all of you to explore, this wonderful sector that can bring so much revenue. And Liberia is so rich, it hurts. Okay, be blessed as always. Hug your neighbors, tell your boyfriend you love him, tell your girlfriend you love her, tell your side girlfriend you love her, whoever it is, your mom, your dad, your friend, people who you haven't called in many years. Take the phone and dial, because life is so short. Be blessed, subscribe, and let's make Liberia great at all times. Mwah.